Hello and welcome to Behind the Goal and our series of interviews with local managers. Today we go over to Immingham Town in the Links League and speak to newly appointed manager Tom Summers. Morning Tom, what's the weather like over in Immingham today?
Morning Ken, bit chilly and breezy, but I suppose that don't matter to most people these days, being stuck inside.
No, quite. Well, we've got a decent picture of you, Tom. If that's possible, you'll understand that. I know it's early days. Mate. But have you got your backroom staff in place? A very important team to have behind you. And really, have you had the opportunity to assess the playing strength at Immingham?
Yeah, so obviously since I started in my management path, I've always worked alongside a lad called Neil Hope. Luckily, he's agreed to come across with me and be by my side. And then we've looked at coaching staff, looked at a young lad who's learnt his trade at Grimsby Town. He's still on the books at Grimsby Town and he's an up-and-coming coach and hopefully he thrives on the opportunity that we're going to give him. And he's called Sam Vincent. He's gone through a few training plans, know how we want to play and stuff, and it looks promising, to be fair. And then, obviously, players at Immingham, we've played against them for many years. I know a lot of the lads anyway, and they're all thriving and looking forward to it, to be honest. So I'm hoping to buy into it as well, and hopefully we can stick to a style of play that we're suited to.
Yeah, well, Tom, your style of play for me, and I've watched your sides over the years. You've always played good football. You've kept the ball on the ground, and you've always had a very busy midfield. Players buzzing around with high energy. Are you going to carry that through to Immingham, or is it a bit too early to say of the style?
No, 100%, Ken. I mean, you stick to your guns, don't you? I mean, you've got to adapt to certain things, but we've got plenty of time now. With what's happening in the world at the minute, it could possibly give us more time to work on things and probably work on our favours starting as a new manager at a club, because we could get a little bit more time to work with people. So hopefully, like I say, they buy into it and we've got time to adapt and adjust and let people buy into it before the season starts.
Well, Tom, I always stick a crippling question in at the end. You don't know why these questions are coming, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Immingham, to me, who's watched the Lincolnshire League for many, many years, since they returned to the league, I've always been just on the outside of the top half a dozen. Some games, good games, bad games, but never really got themselves into that top 4 or 5 challenging for the league. With your appointment, Tom, do you think you can bring that extra emphasis needed to get Immingham into the title pack?
Yeah, so 100%, Ken. Like I've spoke to you before, and we've said it before, that Immingham are a bit of a sleeping giant, to be fair. They've got great facilities. It's great setup. They've got a great bunch of lads. I just think maybe like 2 or 3 little additions, adapt to a style of play. And I honestly think that we could be challenging next year. A few people will write us off because of previous seasons and have always had the promising of getting higher up there, but it just hasn't happened for some reason. But knowing as a manager who's previously been against them, it's so hard to break down because we've got such a good team spirit that I just think with maybe a couple of key additions that possibly we could be challenging next year.
Well, Tom, that's good news, and I'm sure the Immingham faithful will be pleased to hear that. And I've got to ask you, Tom, you scored one of the best goals I've ever seen in the Links League. And I know you don't like me talking about it, but are the boots hung up, Tom, or are you going to get them out again this season?
Yeah, I think the boots are well and truly hung up, mate. I might have to show them a bit in training, but for game situations, I think they're definitely hung up, mate.
Okay, Tom. Well, it's a pleasure as ever. You've always got a smile on your face and you cheer people. I'm sure you do a great job at Immingham. And thank you very much for the interview and all the best for what's to come in the Links League this season.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Ken. Thanks for your time, mate.